Hello and welcome back to another video, and today we are going to be talking about possibly 2024's biggest movie of the year, which is Wicked, the new musical that is out in theaters right now, and it's based off the Broadway musical, and it stars Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo. And it has had a lot of controversy, but a lot of marketing as well. Unless you've been living under a rock, you probably haven't seen it, but I'm pretty sure everyone has at least heard of Wicked by this point. It has been on your TV screens. You walk into Target, there's Barbie dolls, there's Legos, there's board games, there's everything that could possibly be merchandise about this movie. It's also on cookies and brownies. It's ridiculous what they have been doing with this marketing, but obviously Universal believes it's going to be a hit at Orlando Universal Studios. They have a pop-up there where you can see the costumes. They have been doing a lot to really promote this movie. Obviously, the Broadway musical is a hit, and they think that this movie could possibly break $1 billion by the end of its run. And I think it could probably do really well in the Oscars as well. I saw it Thursday night, and I really enjoyed it, but I am also a fan of musicals. And they are dealing with a small percentage of people who do like musicals. Again, not every guy is going to want to sit down and listen to girls sing, and that is the reality of it. A lot of people don't like musicals, but there are obviously a few outliers. So I'm really curious to see how this film does, because they pumped a lot into the marketing, and it has a budget of 145 million US dollars, but again, that does not include the marketing costs. And it has been both liked by critics and audience. For Rotten Tomatoes, the critic score is 89 and the audience is 98%. And it is killing it. And I think if this movie has good word of mouth, it will go really far. And currently, it has had really good reviews. But there has been controversy around it. In the beginning of, I believe this year, Ariana Grande and her new boo thing, who also is starring in this film, they had some controversy surrounding that, but they really did cover it up. In all of the press, him and Ariana Grande do not interview together, so they have been trying to keep that under wraps. Cynthia Erivo, who plays Elphaba in the movie, she has had some controversy because some fans edited a poster to make it look like the Broadway musical poster, and she did not like that and thought it was degrading, which made a lot of people upset because they are fans of obviously the musical, and those are the people that are probably most likely gonna watch this film. And then there has also been the disaster of the Mattel Barbie dolls of both Elphaba and Glenda that have an inappropriate website on the back, and it has had a massive recall and them telling people to throw out the boxes. So it has been a bit of disaster on the marketing side, but it's also been everywhere, and I don't think any of those controversies are really going to stop people from going to the film who are already planning on it. I think some would probably be like, whatever. But there are also going against the movie Gladiator 2, the movie that no one wanted and possibly no one needed to. And we're going to see how that movie does, especially since it's going up against Wicked, which has had really good so far in just its opening day in the opening preview. And it has already made $19.2 million in the domestic box office, and they are projecting that it is going to make around $120 million to $140 million. That means in just the opening weekend, it could possibly make back its budget. Again, that doesn't include the marketing, and that's on the high end, while Gladiator 2 only took in $6.5 million on Thursday previews, and it's expected to maybe do 60 to 80 million in the domestic box office weekend. And we're going to see, obviously, Wicked has had good word of mouth right now. The acting, I saw it Thursday, it was phenomenal. Ariana Grande, I was actually really curious of how she was going to do in the role of Glinda. I wasn't really sure because, again, Ariana Grande, we all know her songs, and it's hard to look past someone after they're known for something, but she killed it. I was in the movie theater. We had people laughing. I mean, really laughing when she was doing some of her lines because it was funny. And we also, at the end of the movie, everyone clapped. It wasn't anything compared to the fan interaction in the movie theater like Endgame, but a lot of people are fans of these songs and the musical and really enjoyed the film. Especially when I was walking out, I saw people who were dressed up as either Elphaba or Glenda, and people were just really excited. In AMC, which is where I went, they were selling their cups and their popcorn buckets. Literally everyone in my theater practically had something related to merchandise from the film. And they were making a killing, not even gonna lie. And I looked at my local theater and it's completely sold out for the rest of the weekend, so you can't get a movie ticket. And the last big hit I saw at the movie theater was, I guess, Joker 2, which you couldn't consider a hit. And I went there the Thursday night preview and it was practically empty. There was maybe 20 people in the theater I was in, while I was in the big theater for Wicked, and it was completely sold out, someone in the seats. So I think there is a lot of positive energy that is really going into this film, and I think it's very possible that it could do really well and make $1 billion, while Gladiator 2 just doesn't have the same hype around it. It has a good cast, but who is going to want to go and see that when you practically already know the story, and it doesn't really seem to offer anything new, at least by the trailers. I'm a fan of the first Gladiator, but I really have no interest to see the second one, and I don't think I am the only one. And AMC got me too. I got a cup. Very nice. And then I also got the Elphaba cup as well, and a ton of people had these, and it's nice because they're a lot smaller than the popcorn buckets, and I'm running out of space, but both of them pop off. I'm not really sure if it lights up. I don't know. I haven't really been able to figure it out. I haven't investigated yet, but I really enjoyed the film, and Mr. Bridgerton himself, Jonathan Bailey, crushed it. I was like, I don't know if I could see him singing. I've watched Bridgerton. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't a fan. I've maybe read some of the books. I plead the fifth, but he did a great job, and overall it was good. It was funny. But I'm also a musical fan, and not everyone is a musical fan. And I think that's one thing that this film is going to have to keep in mind, that not everyone likes to listen to singing and wants to see them sing and dance, because it is a musical. So there's practically singing and dancing every 30 seconds, which I think a lot of people can forget, especially with all its advertisement. You're like, oh, The Wizard of Oz, and if you don't know much about it, you may be shocked when you hear singing, although it's super well known. They're especially popular in Defying Gravity, but this is part 1. I believe part 2 is going to come out next year, and if this film does well, then I'm curious to really see how part 2 is going to do as well, and if people are going to come back to that. And part 2 is coming out no matter what, if this film does bad or good, but as it's projected, it's going to do really good. So it looks like the controversy surrounding Wicked is not going to stop them from going. And the top grossing film of 2024 right now is Inside Out 2. So I'm curious to see if Wicked is going to beat it, and also if it could possibly be the highest grossing musical of all time. I believe it's currently Aladdin, the live action remake. That is the highest grossing, if I remember correctly. So I'm really curious to see if this is going to break $1 billion. It will be the third film this year if it does, because we have Inside Out 2 and I believe Deadpool and Wolverine are the only two that have reached $1 billion. And with this budget, it's pretty manageable. Obviously, we don't know how much marketing was, and this marketing was insane. I felt like I saw it everywhere. I mean, when you're on Cookies, that's when you know you've made it in the marketing world, right? And it was on Barbie dolls and Legos. I went to Barnes & Nobles and they had a whole section, a whole A-frame of Wicked stuff, and I just think this is crazy how much they have marketed it, but I think people are really enjoying it. So please let me know if you've seen the film, if you enjoyed it, and if you think it's going to make $1 billion. Have a great day. Bye.